Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome for the first time if you are new, and welcome to the first video on my channel of 2025. Y'all, we made it. We made it through 2024. May have been on the struggle bus majority of the year, and yeah, clawed our way to the end of it, but we made it. 2025, I'm hoping, is going to be one of the best years. I have a lot of goals, a lot more like personal related goals versus reselling related goals, but I do have some goals related to reselling and kind of what I want to do with my reselling side business. If you are new here, my name is Kami and I am a part-time reseller on Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari. I sell mostly pre-owned clothing, shoes, and accessories, although I do dabble in a couple of different hard goods and things like that. I have been reselling since May of 2020. So I started during the pandemic, and I had actually been selling on Poshmark for about 6 months prior to that, but it was just my own personal things. It was nothing very serious, and it was just to get things out of my own house. And I decided, you know what? I think I could do this and make extra money. So I go to garage sales, thrift stores, lots of other sources like consignment clients that I have, and I sell those items online and I make a profit. So I have been reselling for, gosh, coming up on 5 years next year. That is insane. I realize I just said next year. It's this year. It's 2025. It's January 2nd, okay? Still getting used to saying 2025, but yeah, so it'll be 5 years coming up here in about 5 months. Just insane. And while this last year reselling, especially in the second half of the year, kind of just took a step back and it was put on the back burner, I still did resell and do all the things related to reselling throughout the year, but it just wasn't kind of my main priority for the last couple of months. Just been having some personal things going through and just insanely busy, and yeah, but I wanted to go over my totals and some different pieces of data from my reselling business from 2024, just kind of give an overview of kind of how my business went last year. I will also be putting out quite a few videos this month related to last year, as well as some plans for this year. So if you are not yet subscribed, please make sure you do so and hit that bell notification, because like I said, I will be putting out quite a few videos over the next month and I would love for you guys to see that content. I actually, in February of 2024, had 2 videos go semi-viral. I think one ended up having like 6,000 views and one had a little over 10,000 views, and I am trying to get monetized on YouTube and have been for a while now, but those 2 videos really boosted my watch hours. So I am really hoping to hit 4,000 watch hours by beginning of February, so that way I don't lose those watch hours from those 2 videos. So if you're interested, I have a couple different playlists of different hauls, some challenge videos, some vlogs, things like that, and I will list a couple of those playlists down below. I would love for you guys to go and check that out. But we're gonna go ahead and get into my reselling numbers for 2024. All right, so these numbers I'm gonna give you is based off of my total sales of completed sales. And I say that because I did have some returns that happened, in particular on eBay. And I don't think I had very many on Poshmark, maybe only 1 or 2, if any at all. So these numbers are not going to include those returns because I didn't end up making any money from those. So, all right, the total number of items I sold across all 3 platforms that I sell on, Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari, was 1,191 items, which just kind of blows my mind. Looking at the sale price, so this is for exactly what it sold for. On eBay, that's going to include what the buyer paid me for shipping, because I have it where the buyer pays me for shipping and then I pay for the shipping label out of those funds, or out of my account. So that total for those almost 1,200 items was $35,208.74, which is great. I love to see the total sale numbers, but what's even more important is what I made after I take out my cost of goods, any platform fees, the shipping cost, or any shipping discounts I gave on Poshmark. So that total earnings amount after all those things are deducted was $21,524.56. I had a lofty goal of hitting 30,000 in total net earnings. That did not happen. I was really hoping to get close to 30,000, even if I just hit over 25,000. I believe in 2023, I hit somewhere around 23,000 or so. So 2024 was actually a little bit worse for me as far as my total earnings, but not by much. Like I said, the last couple of months just had some things going on in my life that really just forced me to kind of put reselling on the back burner. And to be honest, I was a little bit burnt out with reselling. We typically go on quite a few sourcing trips towards the end of the year. And so, I'm all sourced out, and then I just have a ton of stuff at home that I need to get through and list, and it can be daunting. So, I'm not making excuses. It is what it is. And of course, buyer mentalities and habits change. They are always changing. But I'm thankful for the amount of money that I did make. And I think that the amount of money that I did make is very telling of the effort that I put into it. I did put quite a bit of effort into it, quite a bit of my own time, and all those things. And so I'm really happy with that number, even though it was less than 2023. Now we're going to go ahead and break it down into the different platforms, because I always find that interesting when, we look at who kind of sells on what platforms and what sells for each person on different platforms and how much sells on different platforms. So on Poshmark is the platform that I started selling on back in 2020. And it was, I believe, in 2021 or 2022, I added in Mercari. And then I believe it was 2022 that or 2022, 2023, something like that, I started selling on eBay. So Poshmark is, and probably forever will be, my number one platform. It's where I list every single thing that I purchase. So I sold 831 items on Poshmark, and my total earnings from those items was $13,734.53. I like Poshmark. It's very easy to list on. Shipping is very, very simple. And Mercari is pretty simple as well, but there's just not, in my opinion, as much of a customer base on that platform, as well as my own personal opinion as a buyer. Mercari is not the most user-friendly user interface. And so I've never bought anything off of Mercari, and I don't know, I think maybe sometimes there's people that just don't like the app, and that's completely fine. So, when we're looking at kind of the most simplified app that you can, or even if you go onto their website on a computer, the most simple platform to sell on, in my opinion, is Poshmark. I was afraid for the longest time to start selling on eBay, mostly because shipping just seemed daunting to me. But I just jumped into it one day. I said, if I'm going to do it, I just need to do it. And I kind of set myself up for success in that I did end up getting a scale. And that was really the biggest thing that I needed, as well as poly mailers or shipping materials that wasn't priority mail labeled for USPS. So I've really enjoyed selling on eBay, and it is actually my number 2 platform now. So on eBay last year, I sold 280 items, and my earnings from those 280 items was $5,976.07. Something that I find on eBay versus Poshmark is a much higher per item sales price. A lot of times it's the more expensive items that sell over there, or there's just not as much negotiating, there's not as many lowball offers. And part of that is with eBay, you can specify on each item what is the minimum offer that you will quote unquote entertain, that won't just be automatically declined. So I don't see lowball offers unless someone counters my offer to them. That's the only way that they can kind of counter whatever they want. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing as a trend. And I do promote everything at 3%. I've been debating increasing that to 4%. I know it's only 1% difference, but I'm actually starting this year, actually going to take note in my inventory spreadsheet on my sales tab, which items sold on eBay as a promoted listing, just to kind of get an idea of that. I'm sure there's a way in eBay that you could see all that information, but that was just one thing that I wanted to add for 2025 so I could have that visibility on my own spreadsheet. All right, last but not least is Mercari. In 2024, I sold 80 items on Mercari, which was not amazing, but it's 80 items that I didn't sell elsewhere. And sometime, I don't remember which month it was specifically, I'll put it down here in the video, but they switched their fee structure to no seller fees. So whatever someone offered you, if they offered you $50, you got the full $50. That is changing come Monday, January 6th. And they are kind of changing that a little bit back to where there's a little bit of a seller fee, less of a buyer fee. I personally saw more sales when they made that change. I know that was not the case for everybody, but that was just me personally. That's what I saw for the items that I was selling. So, it'll be interesting to see how that will change in 2025. But on those 80 items, I earned $1,813.96. Again, taking out all the cost of goods. Of course, for some of the year, there was some platform fees, but it was always nice to get a offer on Mercari because that was the full price that you were going to make. There wasn't any fees. So we'll see how that kind of changes in 2025. All right, and the last piece of information I wanted to share was how many items I listed in 2024. So I typically aim to list about 4 to 6 items per day. So last year, 2024, I listed 1,414 items in total. And most of those items would be cross-listed or cross-posted over onto eBay and Mercari, but for sure all those items made it onto Poshmark. Of those items, 697 of those sold last year, which means that from the items I listed in 2024, there's still 717 items that are not sold, that are listed, but just have not sold yet. So that averaged out to be like just under 4 items per day. I think it was like 3.65 or something like that per day. But my goal is still to continue to do 4 to 6 items per day, listing that amount. I have roughly about 200 unlisted items right now. Right now, we don't have any major sourcing trips planned, at least for the next month or two. We'll kind of see if we end up going to Oklahoma City or some exciting news. If you've been around for a while, you know that when we do go to the Goodwill outlet, we have to usually go to Oklahoma City. That's the closest one to us. There is one, I believe, Rogers, Arkansas. We've been to it twice and it's just not my favorite, but we haven't been going recently. When we go to Oklahoma City, we like going to the regular thrift stores just because the selection is a little bit better. However, they are opening up one in my town, or technically the town that I'm a suburb of. And that's very exciting. I'm excited to see how that goes. Unfortunately, they are opening it up, at least right now. The plan is for just during the week. So I'm hoping they open it up and have the hours a little bit later, maybe till 7 to 8 or so, because I don't get off till 4:30 and I work Monday through Friday. So I am very excited to see kind of what that looks like. And the Goodwills in my area have now put back a like color of the week sale. So every week they're going to have a different color tag that's going to be 50% off, which they haven't had that since I think 2020. So I'm really excited about it. My mom, who also resells, I'll put her closet, Poshmark closet information down below. She is also really excited about it, and as well as the Benz. She is now fully retired, so congratulations, Mom. She made that leap within the last month, and so she is enjoying life and doing reselling. Still, I think kind of part-time, but she's trying to put more time and more energy and all of that into that. So if you wouldn't mind going down and maybe giving her a follow on her Poshmark closet. I'll also put, she has an Instagram. She doesn't post much over there, but she does typically follow a lot of resellers on that as well. So go and give her a shout out. And yeah, I'm really excited about 2025. I'm really hopeful. There's a lot of goals, again, both personal and reselling wise, that I am hoping to achieve. And I've kind of stopped calling them resolutions and just can consider them goals, because resolutions, you can get really disappointed if you don't, you know, make that change, whereas goals is, it's something that you're working towards. And, you know, goals can be lifelong goals. So, you know, there's things that I want to change that, you know, I'm gonna have to work on my entire life, and that's completely okay. And that's, I think, a really good outlook to have. You know, the last couple months of 2024 were not, they were just not really great for me. And yeah, I'm just really hoping that there's some really positive things that will happen in 2025. And I'm really excited to see if I will be able to get monetized within the next month or two here on YouTube. So if you did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up on your way out. And like I said, I will be posting some more information about my 2024 sales and some goals that I have for 2025 reselling related. And I'm just really excited about it. So I hope you are too. All right, I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.